Welcome back! My name is ballerscuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1981, and we are still in Wizardry. When we last left off, I said I was going to create my party off screen. It took a little bit of time, somewhere between half hour, 45 minutes, but I did get a party together that I am happy with for now. So let's take a look at my whole roster here. And there you can see I went with mostly Silmarillion names or Lord of the Rings names. The last three I did not create, but they have passwords on them that I don't know, so I can't get rid of them. But the rest of them I made. So we have Durin, he's our dwarf samurai. We have Gimli, he's our dwarf fighter. We have Bilbo, our hobbit burglar. Thief technically, but he's a burglar. Then we have Elrond, our elf bishop. He is a healer, so I felt like he was a better fit there. There's no gnomes in the Silmarillion or in kind of the Tolkien universe in its final version, so I just went with Fizzlewick, which I feel is a good gnome name. And then we have Halath, the human mage. I think that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it. I've never heard anybody say that name before, but she's a good fighter, that one, so I'm hoping for the best. All right, so that's kind of the roster. Let's take a closer look at these characters, because there's going to be some things that they have that we could not see while we were creating them. So we will inspect these characters. We'll start with Durin. I'll just kind of look at him a little bit so that we can kind of get a sense of what's going on, and I'll try to explain the classes a little bit more. So let's inspect Durin. Durin is a level 1. Let's start at the top and go to the right here. A level 1 neutral samurai dwarf. That's what that top line stands for. Not surprising that he is level 1, considering I just created him. His stats, as you can see there, are pretty damn good. He's one of my stronger characters right now. I was able to get at least 15 bonus points for each of these characters, and that made me happy. But I put most of it into strength. He's going to be a strong character. He's also got quite a bit of vitality. But he's pretty well-rounded as well. The one bad point is his luck. A samurai, let's kind of talk about this one. This one is an elite class. It's kind of the second tier of classes. It's a harder class to earn to start. It takes more points in order to earn this one. A samurai is basically a little bit of a fighter, a little bit of a mage. They have all the skills of a fighter, and they then on top of that can learn some mage spells. But because we just started, he doesn't have access to that. But we'll get there. So to the right of the stats, we have gold. That's literally how much gold he has. He has 188 gold on him. And then once again, we can see level 1. Beneath that, it says EP. That stands for experience points. We do need to get more experience in order to raise his level. Depending on what class you are, the amount of experience to get to the next level will change. So as a samurai, it might take him a little bit longer to get to the next level, I believe is how it works. But it's variable depending on which class you are. It's not a set number no matter what. It is based on class. And then we have his age. Age is not too important for the game, I hope. I say I hope because once your characters get up to age 50, their stats start going down and they're less likely to want to go out anymore. They basically want to retire at age 50. As you play with the character more, they will age up more. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be important for me, and I'm hoping that I can get through the game before everybody turns 50, but we will see as we continue. Then we have HP. That's possibly the most important stat. That is your health points. If that gets down to 0, then you die. So let's try to keep that up. As you can see, we have 8 hit points out of a possible 8. That means that there is a maximum that our character can have. That's a little different than what we saw in Ultima. In this one, there is a maximum HP that your character can have, and for our character here, it's 8. I know that sounds ridiculously low, but it is a little low, but it will be fine. Then we have AC. That is armor class. Now, this is a concept that Dungeons & Dragons has that many players might not be familiar with unless you've played the game. Armor class is basically how hard your character is to hit. The lower the number, the better. So if your character is dodgy, for instance, he's evasive, he can dodge a ton of attacks, then that AC will be lower. And that's how they represent it. It also can be a block. So if your character has, a ton of armor and a shield and all that kind of stuff, he's also harder to hit, so his AC will also go down in that case. It's just kind of a one number to represent a lot of different aspects of fighting, but the general idea is that the higher your AC, the easier you are to hit, and the lower your AC, the harder you are to hit. To the point that you want to get negative numbers. You want to get negative 10 instead of positive 10 on your AC. All right, below that we see status. Right now he's okay. There's nothing really going on. He's not like poisoned. He's not dead. He's okay, which is good. Then we have the mage and priest spells at the bottom. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of zeros there. That's because Durin doesn't know any of the spells, so he can't actually cast those. So that is Durin, our samurai, and that's basically how this screen works. We'll take a quick look at some of the other characters here, but we're not going to spend nearly as much time on them as we continue. As you can see, we have Gimli, who only comes with 175 gold. He is 16, so he's apparently older than Durin. That's not how the books work, but we'll go with it. Also 8 HP and an AC of 10. His stats are significantly lower, I would say, than Durin's, but he is luckier, so he's got that going for him, I guess. Then we can look at... who's next? Bilbo, our burglar. I'm going to be calling him a burglar. Just know I technically mean thief, but I really mean burglar. Why is Bilbo the poorest right now? Bilbo was rich. He's got 106 gold. He is 16. So the same age as Gimli, which is also not accurate to the books. Then we have 8 HP and 10 AC. Once again, no spells on my fighters. None of them are going to have anything. Those three people are basically my fighters. I should talk about their classes a little bit more. A fighter is your typical warrior. It's a fighter. It makes sense. That's the one that makes the most sense out of all of them. It's pretty straightforward. He's the one with the sword and shield. He's the one with the spear. It's your typical warrior type character. The thief is a decent fighter, but mostly it's about the agility and the ability to disarm traps and all that kind of stuff that makes them better. So that's what I'm hoping to take advantage of with Bilbo. Next up, we have Elrond. Now, Elrond is a bishop. Now, a bishop is basically a cross between a priest and a mage. It's got a little bit of both to him. Let's take a look at him. Still no spells, unfortunately, but he is rich, 193 gold. He's got some good stats in IQ and piety. That's kind of what you need in order to get a bishop to be good. Elrond's only 16, once again, not book accurate, but that's all right. Don't you retire at 50 for me. Then we have an HP of 8 and an AC of 10. It's pretty standard across the board so far. But that is a bishop. A bishop is another one of the elite classes. It's another one of the second tier ones. We only have a samurai and a bishop of the elite classes. The other two that we do not have are a lord, which is basically a halfway point between a fighter and a priest. And they have to be good. We might get a lord as we continue. We might turn Gimli into a lord if I can get the points right. The other one is a ninja, which is essentially just an upgraded fighter. It's just a better version of that. That one's the hardest class to get in the game, and they have to be evil. So we're not going to be getting a ninja this run, although a lot of people do recommend going out of your way just to get a ninja. That's not the way that we have gone. So we're not going to get a ninja, even though it would be very useful for us. All right, next up we do have Fizzlewick. Fizzlewick is our priest. Once again, doesn't know any spells, though. decent strength, I guess. Like, there's nothing really particularly low for Fizzlewick other than strength. You typically want that higher, but it comes with 191 gold. He is 14 years old. Everything else is the same. No spells learned yet. Then we do have... Oh, I should talk about priests. They're basically the healers. They're pious, and they're good for shining light on your wounds and magically making them go away as a result. But they can also do damage from time to time. Then we have Halath. Halath is our human mage. This was the only person that I could really come up with that would be female that I felt was a good fit for the party. Because in the books, yeah, Halath does fight. So there is that. Hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler for a book that nobody reads. But then we do have 189 gold, 15 years old. I guess that's good. Primarily with the mage, you do want to have the high IQ. They are your damaging spellcasters most of the time. That is what you want from them. We'll talk about the spell levels. That's what's on the bottom. As you can see, there's 7 zeros in mage and 7 zeros in priest. Those are for the different level of spells. Right now we don't have access to any, so I can't really talk about them too much. But you're going to want to have the list of spells in front of you, because the game does not tell you what they are. You're supposed to keep track of them. So you're going to want that in front of you, unless you're good at memorizing... Let's call them random words. They're not really any one particular language. They're not really designed that way. Okay, so that is our roster of characters. Let's actually get them into our party. As you can see, they're not there yet. To do this, we need to go to Gilgamesh's Tavern. Let's go ahead and add. And we will add basically in the order that I have created. So we'll go with Durin, Gimli, Bilbo, Elrond, Fizzlewick, and Halath. Apparently I can pick the other one, but I'm not going to. So that is our party. I do have my fighters in the first 3 spots. That is where you want them. You want them in the first 3 spots. Those are the spots that are susceptible to damage. That's basically your front row. The 4, 5, and 6 spots are your back row. There you go. What we can do at this point is also to divvy gold. Divvy gold allows you to split the gold that all your party has evenly amongst them. Why not? Divvy gold. Done. So let's leave, and we will go to the Adventurers Inn. I don't believe... No, we don't really need to do anything here. This is your typical inn. You do need to heal from time to time, and this is a good spot to do it. We'll talk about the most effective way to do that. But the general idea is that you do have to pay in order to get some of your health back and to get your spell uses back. But we don't have access to spells. Then we have the Temple of Cant. The Temple of Cant is for people that need help. As you can see, nobody is on my list because nobody needs help right now. Everybody's okay. So nobody is in need of help, but that will cost money. Hopefully we will not need to use this too often. And then once we get to a certain point of the game, this should be useless to us. The keyword being should be. All right, so the last one here is Boltax's Trading Post. Now, this one is where things start getting complicated because our characters don't have anything on them. They don't have any equipment. So let's try to divvy this up as best as we can. So Durin's going to go in first. He's going to buy. What does he want to buy? He's got 173 GP, so I feel that getting him a long sword is probably the best way to go for him. So we will purchase, which is P, purchase 1, just what you needed. Hooray! That's pretty much all that I need. Can I hit forward and go to the next person? Backward, forward. I believe that is what's happening here. No, this is just the things on the list still. All right, so that works for Durin. We're also going to get a small shield. I feel that do I want to go for the large shield? How much more do you have here? Yeah, the small shield's probably the better way for me to go. So we will get the small shield. We will get the chainmail. And what else do we have here? Forward. Yeah, a lot of that stuff's going to be too expensive for now. Forward. Yeah, there's some expensive stuff. You can see some +1s already for sale, but I don't have nearly enough money to purchase those. And then it looks like it circles back around after the gloves of copper. Okay, so we can leave here. Durin has been well, not equipped, but he has purchased what he needs. Also, you can see here a couple other things on the menu. You can sell, you can uncurse an item, you can identify an item, you can pool your gold. Pool is the opposite of divvy. It's where everybody gives all their money to one person. Hopefully we don't need to use that too often, but that is okay for now. We can leave. All right, Gimli's up next. Gimli has 173. He's not going to have the need for nearly as much, I think, in the long run, but we're going to purchase a long sword. And then we are going to purchase a small shield. I think it's going to be the same setup, actually. Purchase a chainmail. And I think that is going to do it. Yeah, he doesn't have enough for the helm as well. It's too expensive. All right, next up, we do have Bilbo. No, I didn't do it right. Leave again, then Bilbo, then we will buy, and now they will tell you some of this stuff is useless to you. So Bilbo, as a thief, cannot equip the longsword, or the anointed mace, or the anointed flail, but what he can purchase is the short sword, so that seems like a good fit for Bilbo. Get yourself that short sword. All right, next we can do the leather armor. That's good for him. And is there anything else that you can really deal with? Yeah, you can't deal with most of the heavy equipment. You can't do the helm even, because that's a heavy helm. Is there really anything else that you would need at this point? Not that you can afford. Part of me wants to give the money from Bilbo over to Durin so that he can afford the helm, but I think I'm going to say no to that right now. I don't think we necessarily need that to start, but I've been wrong before. All right. Next up is Elrond. Elrond has even less available to him, but I believe that I want to give him the anointed mace to start here. Let's actually purchase that. All right, what can you give here? You can actually have a small shield as well. So let's go ahead and give that to you. And the leather armor. And none of the other stuff is going to be all that useful for me. It's too expensive. All right, next up we have Fizzlewick. Fizzlewick can get a couple good things. We'll start with the anointed mace for our priest. That makes sense to me. We could go with the flail, but it's a little too expensive right now. And then we're going to want that small shield. And I think I still have enough for the chainmail. All right. That looks good to me. Yeah, buying in this game takes some time. Everything in this game takes some time. This is a slow-paced game. If you hadn't figured that out by the first video already. This is going to take a while. All right, last up we have Halath here. Halath can not do much. As a mage, you can't really do all that much. So if we go forward, yeah, it's basically the dagger or the staff in terms of a weapon, so we will give you the staff. That just makes a lot more sense to me. Then we'll go forward and purchase you the robes, which is pretty much all you can do. This is why Halath is last. Don't get hit, Halath. You can't take it. I do have a little bit of money left on you, but I think that's going to have to be good for now. Don't want to necessarily pool money around just yet. Okay, so now we have kind of our party. We do need to equip. I think we have to go to the edge of town, training, inspect a... No? Gilgamesh. Are they not in the party again? There we go. Can I inspect from here? Is that not working for me? There we go. Apparently it's just 3. All right, so here we can equip. Yeah, so I just have to press the number. I thought they meant the number sign. All right, Durin, we need to equip the weapon, the chainmail, and the shield. There we go. See, now everything is equipped. You have to do that. Otherwise, all that work was useless to you. And you can only do this at the tavern, apparently. All right, let's go ahead and equip 111. Then we will do Bilbo, 1-1. Elrond, equip 1-1-1. There we go. As you can see, the AC has dropped on these characters. We'll go over that once we're kind of all done here. All right, 1-1-1. There we go. That was Fizzlewick? It was Fizzlewick. Last one here, Halath. Okay. So, Durin is kind of our main character here at this point. He's got an AC of 5, so we've already lowered it by half. That's pretty good. Read, I don't think does much. Can you read any mage spell books? Yeah, I don't have any to read. Priest spell books, nothing. So, nothing for you to read yet, but we've already dropped his AC to 5 from 10. So, there's something. Gimli's also at 5. After all, they have the same stuff. Bilbo's still at 8. Not necessarily as good, but, you know, better than what it was. Then we have Elrond, who is an AC of 6. It might be better if I put Elrond into the front row. For now, I think this is fine. Do you have anything to read? All right, you can read a couple things. So, Elrond's our first one that can actually read some of the spells. These are important. Are these both mage spells? Yeah, these are both the mage spells because that's why I selected. So, we have Halito and Catino. The translation of these are, Halito means little fire, Catino means bad air. I swear we'll get to something eventually, but there's a lot of setup that goes into this game. So Halito is little fire. It hits a monster for 1d8 damage. I'll probably be referring to stuff that way for a while. 1d8. It means the equivalent of rolling one 8-sided die. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 8 damage. So that's what he's got on him. Catino causes most of the monsters in a group to fall asleep, if it lands. That's always a big deal in these games. Do you have any priest stuff ready for me? No, you don't have any priest spell books. Okay. So you're good there. That was Elrond. So then Fizzlewick is our priest. You should have some stuff available. You shouldn't have any mage spell books. Nope. Priest spells. There we go. You have 2 available to you right now. And those are Badios and Dios. Dios is your basic healing spell. It restores 1d8 damage, so it restores 1 to 8 points of health to a party member. It's very random. And then we have Badios, which is your basic priest attack spell. It's a harming spell that does 1d8 points of damage, 1 to 8 damage. So variable. All right, you also have an AC of 5. That's actually pretty low. The priest is not bad. And then finally we have Halath. Halath is probably going to be AC of 9, not all that great. Your mage spell books are Halito and Catino, and then I don't think you have anything there. Okay. Are you ready? I think I'm going to be as ready as I can be. So let's head out and go into the dungeon for the first time. Let me get a map ready. The game doesn't really provide you with a map, and these can be quite confusing. There's basically two schools of thought of getting through this game and getting through the dungeons. The first one being to have a map in front of you, which is what I'm going to be doing. The other way is to actually draw the map as you go forward. That's the way that you, of course, would have had to do it back in the day, but I feel that's going to be too time consuming for what I'm doing, and I feel like I've already spent quite a bit of time here. So let's go ahead and head to the edge of town, and we will head to the maze and hope for the best here. One moment. All right, so we can inspect, reorder, equip, or leave. Let's leave. All right, stairs up and down. I don't believe we want to take them up, so I think we are good here. All right, so you can use WASD. So we're at the corner now. There's nothing this way or this way. We can either go, I'm going to call this north because that's what it is on my map, or we can go east. I'm going to go east, simply because it's, you know what, let's go north. I think that's going to be better for me. I should just be able to walk kind of back and forth and kind of hope for the best here. So we're going to go north. You can kind of see a little flash on the screen anytime I move that I'm going up. And we're just going to walk all the way to the end of this corridor, which is here. And we can turn, and then I think we can go back. And then there are the stairs that go up. Now, I don't want to go too far. The purpose at this point is to try to get some levels. But I do want to actually show off some gameplay, so I want to actually show what a fight looks like in this one. All right, can I just go this way? We'll go to the east side. And as you can see, right before the end, there is another passageway. This leads to a small room. And here is our encounter. So we have 5 undead kobolds. All right, so we're going to fight. We're going to fight. Bilbo is going to fight. Elrond knows that he can't fight. He's in the back row. He can't really do much. We'll cast a spell. And Elrond should have... He has the mage spells. So we'll start with Halito. Fizzlewick has a spell. You are my priest, so you have Badios. That one's easier for me to remember. Halath is my mage, who has Halito as well. Honestly, I don't think this is going to work, but I don't have too many other options, so we'll try it. All right. Now that everybody have had their orders given to them, I can just kind of hit the button and hope for the best here. All right. Got one for 3 damage. Durin's hit for 3. All right. And so far, that's not too bad. Not too bad. We got hit pretty well. We got hit twice. So Durin got hit for 3. Gimli got hit for 2. But we did kill one of the kobolds, and we did do a little bit of damage. It goes too fast for me to read each one. I thought I'd be able to, but I couldn't. But all right. So we're going to have Durin fight. Gimli fight. Bilbo fight. Elrond's going to cast Halito again. priest is going to do Dios. Wait, what? Dispel. No. All right, we're going to have to put that in again because I went too fast. Halath. All right, take back the orders. And we have to do it all again. We can't just pick one to redo. Spell, and it's going to be Halath. Then I have to do spell, then Dios, and I'm going to cast it on Durin. And then spell Halath again. Cast fire at the skeletons. Well, they're kobolds, but the picture is a skeleton. All right, we got another kill. Durin is healed. Durin hit. All right, I think we got 2 more? Maybe 3 more killed. Okay, so far so good. We will then fight. Spell Halath. Oh, we're out of spell points. So then you can just parry. Spell. And then we can try Dios. No, not a Bios. Dios on... Nope, can't do that. Can I do Badios? Spell points exhausted. What else do you have? You didn't have Halath, did you? Yeah, you don't know that spell. So yeah, I don't have anything for you. And spell name for you, like what? It's Halath for you again. Yeah, you don't have it. You can only cast it so many times. So then you can parry. All right, just the one kobold to go. Down it goes, and we got 191 EP. 191 experience points. Okay, so now we have a chest in front of us. Now, there's a couple things with chests. They can be trapped. Now, we can just try to open it. It is just level 1, so I don't think this is going to be too bad for us. But the second option is to cast Calfo, which is a level 2 priest spell, and it will determine the trap on a chest 95% of the time. You know, a 1 out of 20 chance that it doesn't work. We can try to inspect it. I don't see a point in not. Bilbo can inspect it. Poison needle. Open. Bilbo will open it. Poison needle. Do I get it anyway? Each survivor gets 5 gold points. Okay, so let's get out of here. Poison already, huh? So that's the way out, back into the corridor. And this is the way back to the stairs. All right, so let's go to the Temple of Cant. 3. They're not letting me heal him. Apparently, it's fine. We're done here. Okay, so then let's go for the Adventurer's Inn. 191 points is not enough for a new level for anybody. So we will have Bilbo. No, we'll have our mages stay. So this is what happens. You have 5 different options. It costs some money per week to stay overnight. And depending on how long you stay or how expensive of the spot you stay determines how much you're going to be healed. For most of my people, what I want to do is to use my priest to heal everybody and then just have the priest stay for free, doesn't need to heal any of his hit points, and then get his spell usages back. That's the main idea. But that doesn't always work out that way, especially when you're starting. So, but for now, Elrond just can stay for free. You need 1,000 more experience points to reach the next level. Okay, you can leave. Fizzlewick can stay at the stables. Need 859 more. So since everybody got the same experience points, this just kind of shows that, you know, there's a different range for everything. Halath can then stay at the stables. We just need those spell hit points back. And then, you know what? I think we're going to be fine as is. Durin, how much do you have? You have 43. I don't really want to spend the money on you right now to get that 1 hit point back. I believe that it goes... Let me double check my notes here for the inn. I believe that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 1, 3, 7, 10. So the barracks, or the cot really, will heal 1 HP. The economy rooms will heal 3 HP. The private rooms, the merchant suites, will heal 7 HP. And then the royal suite will heal 10. So I do technically have enough to get him fully healed, but it's going to cost a lot of money. It's better to stay at the cot 3 times, but it's more cost effective, I should say, to do it that way. But I should put the caveat in there that sleeping ages your characters. So if you want to get them to stay young, you don't rest them all that much. Starting out, we don't have too much of an option, but I'm kind of hoping that as time goes on, we will be fine. So I'm just going to have to hope for the best here. So let's head back out. We got our spell points back, and we will head back to the maze. And we will inspect our 3 characters that can use magic. Here we go. So now we can actually see that they do have spell usages. So Elrond has 2 mage spell usages. He can use those. That'd be nice. Then we have Fizzlewick, who has 2 priests spells, and Halath has 2 mage spells. Durin doesn't have any. We'll get there. So we're going to do one more round in the dungeon, and then I'm going to spend some time doing level grinding. And what that means is I'm just basically going to rinse and repeat what I just did here. So I believe we're facing north again, so let's head east. 6, 7, turn, and this should be another fight. It is an encounter with 5 skeletons, but I did surprise them, which is good. That means I get a bonus attack. So fight, fight, fight. Why can't you use a spell? Why can't they use spells? They should be able to use spells. Do I have to get the spells back? Oh no, did I not bring the spells along? I think I had to read before I went out. This is not going to be good for me. I forgot that step. Fight, fight, fight. Parry, parry. No, wait. Now they have spells. Okay, take back the order. So you can't use a spell if... Is that right? You can't use a spell if you surprise the enemy? Oh well. Alright, spell name is going to be... I've already forgotten. This is why I have my list in front of me. Halito. If you type it wrong, they won't cast it. Spell. Badios. Yeah, I was debating whether or not I wanted to go for the heal, but I decided against it right now. Spell name is Halito again. Fight! Okay. One. Alright, good job, Bilbo. He killed one. Lots of misses. That's what I like to see. And we got, I believe, 2 of them. Now there's undead kobolds waiting for me. They still look like skeletons to me. All right, fight, fight, fight. Spell, Halito. Spell. We'll do a Dios on Durin now. And another Halito here. Fight. All right, one dead undead kobold. 6 damage is not enough to kill these guys. 5 damage on Bilbo. That's not good. That's not good at all. All right, we're gonna risk it here, I think. Let's fight. And then I don't think you have any left. Yeah, we're out. Like, I can count to 2. You guys don't have much left. Parry, parry, parry. Go for it. All right, we got one. Went for Durin and missed. All right, we got him. Each survivor gets 191 experience points. We're going to... let's open that. And we'll have Elrond look at it. Poison needle again. Hooray. Okay, we got some stuff. That's not what I meant to do. No! Leave! We didn't want to fight orcs. No, we can fight one at a time right now. All right, take the stairs up. And we have healed, but we do need to do more healing. So that is basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking those fights one at a time until I can get enough experience to try to get to probably about level 3 or 4. It's going to take me some time. The first thing that you do in this game is a lot of grinding after a long time setting up. We need to get our characters better equipped. We need to get our characters more experience. We need to get them more spell usages. And that takes time. So I will be back once that is done. That's going to take me some time, and it's going to happen off screen. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed Wizardry. My name is ballerscuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you laughed. I hope you learned. I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.